Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. It is Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. We have people from all over the world watching. I just love that. Thank you so much. Yes, Trevlin does have a beautiful name. I forgot who said that, but I totally agree. I am here to share with you one of our suites. We have products that are collected together that coordinate together really well, and we sell them in what's called suites. Let me show you the catalog. This is one of the suites, and this is what I'm going to be featuring today. It is called the Storybook Moments Suite, and it is featured on multiple pages because it is so wonderful. So take a peek. This is our mini catalog, our newest mini catalog that started in January. It goes through the end of April. And you can see that there's lots of products in the suite, 2 different stamp sets, 2 different dies, some ribbons, some embellishments, some paper, and then it keeps going. I mean, there's like pages and pages of really cool samples. We have a little touch of Peter Rabbit imagery in here, don't we? So really fun stuff. And I'm going to be demonstrating that today because we are featuring our blog hop today. Our all-star group is showing off lots of different products from that suite. Or not just products, but projects that we made from the products in that suite, because we feature a suite each month. And those projects that we make 2, and one of them goes into an exclusive video class bundle that you can purchase from us, or you can earn through ordering, that sort of thing. And then the other one we display publicly on a blog hop, such as today. So today we are hopping. We are connecting our blog posts to each other, so that when you visit one of them, you can click on the names of all the other participants and you can see lots of other project ideas that were created with the same products. It's kind of a fun way to get tons of ideas with just a few things, right? So on that note, I want to welcome all of you to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I want to also give a special welcome to Trisha Josephs, who is my moderator on YouTube. She is here to answer questions, to guide you in the right direction, to point things out. And then we have Lisa Marshall on Facebook. And so we're streaming live to both platforms, but starting in March, and I explained why in my last video, we are going to be just moving to YouTube. So if you're watching from Facebook, I want you to start paying attention to how to get to YouTube. There's YouTube links that are put in the pinned post on Facebook so that you can go directly there. The nice thing about YouTube is you can comment beforehand, so I can see conversations going on. I can even chime into the conversation before I go live. Today was kind of hectic though, getting ready, so I did not have a chance. I just peeked at a couple comments and it was really fun to see. Some people are having cold weather like us in Minnesota, and some people are having nice summer weather, maybe with a little bit of drizzle going on. So I hope wherever you're at that you are healthy, safe, and warm. We are what else are we going to do? We're going to draw some prizes at the end of the video. So if you are tuning in for the first time on my Wednesday lives, this is something that we do each and every Wednesday. We draw prize winners, and you have to comment in order to get entered into the prize drawing. Then if you miss the actual live broadcast, you can still comment in the afterlive and get entered into a second drawing. So I have winners that I picked right before we went live today. I have winners that we picked from last Wednesday's video, from the commenters from that on the afterlive, and I'm going to be calling out those names at the end, and then Trisha will name out 2 other winners. So stay tuned for that. We also talk about Stampin' Up! Promotions, things going on, so you'll want to pay attention to that too. There's lots of good stuff. If you're a Stampin' Up! Fan, this is a great time to be kind of like involved in all of it. There's like new products that just erupted in our store, and there's an awesome starter kit. So if you want to get the discount, there's lots of goodness going on. So gosh, order $60 worth of product. You get a free product from the Celebration catalog. All right, on that note, let's go back to the desktop really quick because I want to show you the products that I'm going to feature in the cards that I'm sharing today. I'm going to walk you through one card, and then I'm going to show you details of the other cards by just kind of explaining. We're going to be using the Storybook Friends bundle in this suite because there's 2 bundles. This is the one I'm going to be featuring along with its coordinating dies. These are metal dies that help to cut out the imagery once you've stamped it. Now you can also cut from some of the papers too. So fun. And then there's some fun different kinds of papers in here. So I'm going to show you the papers in just a minute, but you can see that we've got outline images, and those cut out all the little creatures here. And then we have some frame type dies. So that way you can either frame the sentiment, or you can frame some imagery, or you can frame some beautiful paper. Okay, we're going to set these aside for now. And I'm going to pull in some of the embellishment type stuff. We've got this beautiful petal pink scalloped ribbon. It's a gorgeous color, nice soft pink. And then we've got these antique pearls, and they have kind of an iridescent sheen to them because they have multiple colors throughout. You can see kind of greens and blues and yellows and pinks just because of the surface coating on them. And they're semi like low profile. They're not real high up like some of our embellishments. So that's good. And they come in 3 sizes, as you can see here. So you get rows and rows of beautiful antique pearls. All right, and then the last products that I'm going to feature are the papers. And yes, I'm wearing some plaid today in honor of our plaid paper. This is called Timeless Plaid, and it does have a it does have a masculine flair to it. But I mean, I wear plaid. So, and then on the back side, we have kind of like a checkerboard look to it. Very fun patterns. And you can see I've used some of the sheets already. You get lots of them. You get 48 sheets, and you can see the listing of the colors. I won't read them all off, but they are similar colors to those that are in this pack. And this is a specialty pack. Oops, let's see if I have the description with the colors. It's probably underneath this sheet here. Oh yeah. So it's a specialty pack because you have little characters and images that punch out like a little, like ephemera. So you can see the colors that are listed in the Storybook Moments specialty paper. And now let's take a peek at that paper. Oh, there's more characters that are falling out. Okay, 4 of the sheets are double-sided regular kinds of paper with different prints on them. You can see vegetables, you can see gardening tools, you can see these little guys, chipmunks, you can see bunny rabbits, and then on the back side, we have other images. We have strawberries, we have little houses, little cottages, and kind of like wallpaper looks to me. That's what that looks like. Then we have another paper that is also double-sided, but when you get a paper like this, you tend to want to use these little sections here, cut them out and use them. But that's gorgeous too, isn't it? And so then we have the last sheet. You get 2 of every one of these sheets, and this one, as you can see, I left the 2 sheets in there, but you can see that they're fun little punch-out ephemera, and they come out very easily. So I'm leaving them on the last section of that. We'll come back to them in a minute. Let's go ahead and do some cutting of our paper so that we can get started on our card. Now, the card was influenced, sorry, I'm just rearranging some things over here. The card was influenced by another card that I had gotten as a swap. So this is the card that Karen Andrusik had sent. She did this as a swap card, and this was tied here, but I loosened it up so that you can see inside. And isn't this fun? It's made with designer paper. This is a sheet of designer paper throughout here. Then she's got some supporting cardstock on the back to give it some strength and stiffness. She's got a strip through here, which also provides a little bit more strength and stiffness, but this is where you would write, right? Because you have printed paper in there. I love the way she decorated this up. And then she's got her little focal point on the top. So it's a double-sided paper, as you can see, right? We have the print on both sides. And then we've got some accent strips, some supportive pieces, and let me show you now, because then she said, but Rachel, I kind of copied it right out of the mini catalog. This is our celebration brochure, and she took the idea from this. Now, I think she fancied it up a little bit more. She added that little decorative strip there, that green strip, and we don't know what it looks like on the back, but she was smart to add some supportive cardstock on the back. Super cool. So I'm going to take and use her idea to demonstrate 3 cards. We're going to start with some of our bigger paper. This is our 12 by 12. I just cut a portion from it, and we're going to trim it to 7. Oh, you know what? Let me bring up the PDF, This is something that you can actually print off my website. Where did it go? I'm going to shove this out of the way here. There it is. Okay, this is something that you can print off of my website when my blog post goes live at 3 p.m. Central Time. Because we're doing a blog hop, it has to go live at a time that works for everybody. So 3 p.m. Central Time is when it's going live, and you'll want to visit back. There is a link in the video description right now on YouTube. And then on Facebook, when the video is done, I'm going to transfer that information over there so that those of you that come back to the video soon after can get that link as well. Or you can just go to my website at stampyourartout.com and click on blog today, and it will take you right to this post. So this is the PDF that you're able to print off. You can certainly take a screenshot of it, but my head's going to be in there. But yes, we have the base measurements for each card. We have the supply list. You can already see what the cards are going to look like just from the front. We have the title at the top. We have and let's see if I can move my head because that I'm not used to having there. We have the title at the top, and then we have the date up there too, so that you can see how to reference it later on when you want to go back. And I think I put it back in the right spot. There we go. When you want to go back to this later on, if you've printed this off, you can say, oh my gosh, this was from such and such a date. I'm going to go search for it on our blog post so I can find the video again. Okay, or my YouTube channel or whatever. So there we go. Let's go back to the desktop. And let's do some cutting. So we're going to take the designer paper, because the designer paper actually is like the main base of the card, even though it's not the structure of it. So we're going to take that designer paper and we're going to cut it to 7 1/4 inches in this direction. So we've got a horizontal cut here at 7 1/4 inch. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we've got, and I'm just going to put that over there so it's not cluttering up my desk. And then we're going to cut in this direction at 5 1/2. Okay, so this is the base part of our card. We're going to score this at 3 inches. And that's going to leave 4 1/4 on this side, which is what you guys are used to, at least in the US here where we use the imperial measurements. Let me show you the envelope here. So we use the A2 size envelope in the US. So there we go. It fits in our envelope. And so now it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some base cardstock and we're going to bring that in and we're going to mount this onto this piece. Now, if you were going to add the twine or the thread or whatever like Karen had done on her card, you'd want to put that in between these two pieces here. Okay, I'm not going to add twine. I didn't feel like it was one of those heavy types of cards that needed to be tied shut. I think that was just more for decoration, which is great. I love the twine, but we're going to do some ribbon in a different way. So we're going to add our adhesive on the back side. I'm using seal adhesive. Put some in the middle there too. And this is a bone folder. That's just to help give the crease a nice crisp fold. Now we can take and line this up. And I like to line up my fold side first because I can always, if I have extra, I can always trim off the extra. And look, there is a tiny bit on this side. You know what I mean? So we'll just trim that up with our paper snips. We have a fancy name for our little scissors called paper snips. Now I could leave that there because it doesn't look too bad either, but we'll just trim that up to make it look like the other card that I've already completed. The next piece that I'm going to add there is a little tiny strip of coordinating cardstock. So this is Granny Apple Green. I chose that because of the brighter green that is in the imagery here. All right, we're going to use multi-purpose liquid glue for this instead. And it's nice to store these, by the way, in these little containers. These come from thecountryhive.com. But I like to transfer my glue when I'm doing really small amounts into a precision tip bottle. And you can find that in my favorite extras on my website. So if you go to shop on my website and then you click my favorite extras, you're going to be led to a section that is not Stampin' Up! Products, but links to finding things from the Country Hive or Stampin' Storage or Amazon, that sort of thing. Okay, we're gonna lay this on here, and I like to glue first and then lay the piece that I'm connecting to that right on top when it's a small strip like that. I think it's much harder to try to add the strip to a larger piece. If you can lay that strip down so it doesn't move too much, then applying the bigger piece tends to work better. Now we'll just press that to kind of get that reinforced. Okay, now we're moving on to another piece here, and this is just a little accent circle that's going to blend with the color back here. So I'm going to add that in conjunction to this piece here. So I'm just going to lay them next to each other, kind of figure out where the middle is, hold that down. It's about 1/2 inch away from the side here. Let's grab a sticky note, and I'm going to add that right along there so that it's lined up with that little cardstock edge here from the front. I know that I can put adhesive underneath this section of the circle, but not underneath this section of the circle. So it's kind of marked it for me. And I am going to just adhere it directly to my my card, my front of my card. You could do it with dimensionals if you want to, but we are adding dimensionals to a layer that's going to go on top of here. Okay, next we're going to take and do some accent pieces. We've got 2 pieces of white. We've got the inner panel, and then we've got the outer piece. We'll start with some color called boho blue, and I chose this color because I think adding that with the blending brush is going to be a nice complement to the blue that's already in on this side of the paper. Okay, so this is going to be added with the blending brush. That container, by the way, is non-Stampin' Up! And also in my favorite extras if you're looking for little blending brush holders like that. That's how I store mine. It just works for my room. We all have to have different things that work for our room, right? Okay, now I'm going to take and add the color onto my grid paper because I want to make sure that it's not so intense, and it isn't. It's pretty good, but I'm also going to start in the middle so that any of my intense color from this spotlight type of technique is going to be covered up. So I'm just going to increase my circle size as I swirl it around. I'm moving my paper because if I'm not evenly swirling, at least I'm giving it an even look by turning my paper as I go. Okay, so now we have this beautiful, what looks like a glowing sky in the background. We can close this up and put this away. I want to introduce you to markers. If you are not familiar with our Stampin' Write markers, I need to be using them a lot more. I started off as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in February of 2000. So almost 25 years ago. It will be 25 years this Saturday. Yay for 25 years. And I have to tell you that when I started, I invested in the markers. These are improved markers, by the way. These are a lot better than they used to be. This is the Bright set, this is the Regal set. And I started off with markers because I wanted lots of color for cheap, okay? When you start off, or when you have a budget, right, you have to think about what you're spending to get all of these products. And so this is a very affordable way to get lots of little stamp pads. We're going to take the Granny Apple Green color from the Brights pack, and they come in much better containers, but I now store mine in a little thing. Here, I'll show it to you. I store mine in this container here that I got from the Country Hive, and I think it's meant to go like this, but I store it this way. It doesn't matter, right? Vertical or horizontal or on its back or whatever. But yeah, so that's how I store them, and I'm going to use the brush end because you have 2 ends to your markers. You have the bullet tip and you have the brush end. So let's open that up. Let's grab our stamp set, which I almost misplaced, and we're going to take one of our stamps in here, the Hey Friend stamp, and I forgot to grab my blocks. Let me just open my drawer and grab some blocks here. Okay, you let your stamp relax. When you have a photopolymer stamp, let it relax and then pick it up. Now we can take and color with the side of our brush tip. So I'm just angling the brush. I'm not going straight down on top. I'm going to the side, and I'm going to color onto the stamp to ink it up. And that's how you can ink up without having to buy all the stamp pads. We're going to stamp that on the inside layer, which is going to go there. And let's close our marker up. You can also, of course, color with these. So if I were to take and stamp these images, and then cut them out with the dies that coordinate with them. Then I could create the same look of the card that we are putting together, but with the stamped images instead, and I could color in with the markers. We're gonna grab now, and I put too many things on top of this. We're gonna grab some of our ephemera. Okay, so the pieces that we are going to use for this are, I want this flower. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. This flower here, we'll grab that. And did it fall through? It might have fallen through. Here he is, or she, he or she, our little gardener. Okay, and then let me check the inside too. I want to make sure I didn't. Okay, on that one I don't, but we need a couple more. So I'm going to pull out the wheelbarrow, which you can't see right now because my camera isn't zoomed out. So there's that. And then we also need this plant here. Now I could just punch these all out and stick these in a little container, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. So we'll use that piece, and we'll use one of the butterflies. Guess it doesn't matter which one, although I really like the yellow one for some reason. Let's see if we can find the yellow one. Oh well, I'll just show you the finished card. So there's a yellow one also, and then the coral, and I think there's another color on there. And then the last card, I'm going to show you what I've pulled for that. I've grabbed this goose here, and that's it. So there's plenty of imagery, isn't there? Lots of things to choose from for this. Okay, now we're going to take these and put these aside for now because we're not ready for them yet. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble our front and inside parts of our card. For the inside, it's fairly simple, but I am going to tell you that we're going to add some ribbon to it. So we're going to attach this piece. You can use your glue if you'd rather, or you can use your seal, or you can even use what we call tear and tape. So you can tape it down and then pull off the backing. So let's add that. And I'm going to add it so that we have just a little bit of room over there, because I can see that I centered this really well, and I don't want it completely centered. I wanted to have it off to the right a bit for room for our ribbon. So we're moving this over a bit because I'm going to add some ribbon on the inside, and that's where the tear and tape comes in. So let's take our tear and tape adhesive and lay that inside the card right close to that crease there. And it's called tear and tape because you literally can just tear it off to stop it from continuing, right? I have a little extra over the edge. That's okay because I'm going to take my either my snips, or I can take the little pick end here of my take your pick tool, and we're going to just separate the release paper from the adhesive. Sometimes it's easier than this. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've peeled that away, and I'm just going to flip this over the top of itself. Okay, let's grab our ribbon. This is the Petal Pink's scalloped ribbon, and we're just going to stick that straight down like that. Smooth it out, flip it over, grab our snips, and this is the paper snips that I use for my ribbon because I put a little ribbon on it. That tells me that it's going to stay sharp. If you keep one scissors set aside for cloth type things like ribbons and twines and all of that, you're going to be able to cut them a lot better. Paper dulls scissors pretty quickly, so just keep that in mind, that it's nice to invest in two of them and have one for your ribbon. Okay, so we've got the inside of that done. Then the last thing is to do the outside and the embellishments. So these pieces are pretty fun to add. What I did is I took my glue and I added a little bit onto the back of the right side of this piece. And then I took dimensionals, here they are, and added them over to the left side. And maybe up top too. I think I added one up top. And I'll add just like a half a one over here. We'll peel off the backings or release paper on that. And now it's nice and sticky. And we'll add that as we also kind of figure out where this is going to go. So we're just going to bring those two together, sticking them down like that. Now, remember, I had adhesive up here, and that's okay because we want to keep that dimensional there. I probably could have kept the backing on it, but it's going to get added to our card here. So just note, keep that in mind. Now, this is flat here. Why did I keep that flat? Because I know it's a beautiful suite, isn't it? I love it. It's so it brings back childhood stories like Beatrix Potter, right? All of that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to take this guy now and we're going to add dimensionals to the back side of it. And I only need a couple just to kind of raise it up. And that way, when we add these together, they look like they're both coming out at you, but they're still only like one-dimensional thick. Okay, so see, there's one-dimensional there and there's one-dimensional here, but they look like there's two dimensionals because of how I angled that piece underneath down. This now can get added to this circle, and I'm going to just, demonstrate using my glue here. You can use glue if you're not a seal adhesive fan. We're adding it so that we have just a little ring of green here, and that does make it look more centered. Remember, I looked at the white circle. Oops, let's tip it. I looked at the white circle when I added it, when I added the green, and I wanted to make sure that the white circle looked centered. And that's, hopefully coming together now. Okay, the next thing is to add some embellishments. For this, I could have chosen these embellishments, but I picked something a little bit smaller and with a whiter hue. This one has more like a vanilla sheen to it. So I'm going to take these now and my Take Your Pick tool again and just add a few little gems. These are called our iridescent pearl, what are they? Iridescent pearl basics, iridescent pearls, basic jewels. Okay, we've got one up here. Oh, and I can push that in place too. And then we have a couple more right next to it. So one there, and then I've got another tiny one. Oh, no, I guess it's a big one down here, just to kind of balance things out. I have one more piece that I added to this card, and that is a ribbon tied in a bow from this, because we have the ribbon on the inside. Let's put some ribbon on the outside too. And for that, you could take and use like one of these bow makers. This is the 10-second bow maker. Let's see if I remember how to do this now. Okay, so you're gonna cross it over like that, and then you're gonna take, oh gosh, I'd have to watch the video again. I'm so bad at this stuff. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just tie it by hand. I don't use bow makers much, you guys. I got two little loops. They look like rabbit ears. Cross them over each other and bring it through. But I'm going to show you the one on my finished card because the bow maker does give you a look that's a little bit different, and it makes this back part here go behind on both sides. So on here you can see this one's in front, this one's in back, but you can get a look that is more uniform by using something called the bow maker. So I'm going to get better at this. Thank you, Kathy, for that tool. Excuse me. So on my finished card, well, here, let's just go ahead and add this first. So we'll trim that off. And we're going to add that with a glue dot. So let's bring in our glue dots. These are our mini glue dots. And you're just going to take and open it up. Find the next one, which is right there. And I take and stick my embellishment or whatever I want on top of it, and then pick it up, and we can just add that in place. So I've just added my last piece to that card. This is the difference between the two bows that you get. Can you see how they both look like they're from behind now on this one? I do love that look. So I'm going to get better at my bow maker, and we're going to have successful bows that look more professional or more uniform. So it's a great tool. Look them up. Hey, Julie, good to see your name pop up. Love you, my friend. All right, so there we go. We have that card done. Now let's take a peek at how you would use 6x6 paper, because that is a completely different thing. And that is what, let's see if I can find Karen's card again. That is what Karen did with her card, and what the person at Stampin' Up, whoever designed the sample, did as well. Because you can see it looks like it's a 7 1/4 inch wide paper, but it's not. This is 6-inch paper here, but it was cut. So let's grab our trimmer, and now we're going to use the Storybook Moments Suite paper called Timeless Plaid. We're going to trim this. I'm making sure that I'm copying my card again correctly. So we have another card here. Okay, so we're going to trim this first at 5 1/2 inches tall. Now for this, you can see that it looks pretty even all the way around, right? If I were to have it in this direction, it would look, you know, good. If I had it in this direction, either way. And the same thing on the back side. There's no direction to this paper. But if I were to trim it at 5 1/2 inches, it would look less balanced. So instead of trimming off 1/2 inch on one side, I'm going to trim 1/4 inch. Oops, that's the score blade. I marked it with the word score so I would remember, right? So I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch on that side and 1/2 inch on this side. And now we have that centered look still, right? We have the same, this is going right through the middle. Our piece is 6 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches, or yeah, 5 1/2 inches tall. And now we're going to score it. Actually, we're going to, let me look at the directions. Scored at 3 inches, okay. Or a 5 1/2 by 6 inch scored at 3. So now we're scoring at 3 using the lighter blade, and then cut at 3 1/2. Okay, this is what we've got. I'm gonna flip these this way. I'm gonna fold this way. And now we've got the same look that we're gonna see on the finished card. Do you see how this is? We've got a gap in there, but the way we assembled our first one allows us to kind of hide that. So again, we'll take our base cardstock piece, and this time I'm using Cajun Craze. It's the same measurement, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, that fits into our medium envelopes. And we're going to grab our seal adhesive, or your, you know, you could take your multi-purpose liquid glue. We're going to connect that to the right edge of our card, which now looks like it's on top, but that's because I needed to adjust it that way. And now we're going to take this piece and we're going to connect it on this 1/2 inch section. So you're just going to run your seal adhesive right down that 1/2 inch section, turn it in this direction, and line it up and connect. And because I can't go directly over the top, I hope that I'm lining it up correctly for all of you. If I go over the top, then my head's in the way of the camera. So that's how you deal with that little gap, right? And that's how Karen covered up the gap, was with her white strip that goes through the middle. So that's going to go in here. And because I'm not putting a ribbon in the inside of this card, I'm going to just go ahead and add it like this, close to that edge, close to the inside edge, I should say, and covering up any gaps on the top or bottom. Okay, next, let's bring in the Regal markers. Yay, actually I should have probably stamped before I added this, because then I would have had two sides in case I make a mistake, but we're gonna use our Cajun Craze marker and another stamp that comes in this kit that says, "Thank you so very much." I love the fonts on these stamps. And we'll do the same thing. We're gonna ink it up. Oops. We're gonna ink it up by just turning our marker on its side. Now, if you wanna get really fancy, you can do a two-tone thing. Let's see here. Do I have another color that is dominant in this? Let's use Old Olive. Old Olive is another color that is pretty dominant in this. And so we're gonna take and pull off the cap, and then we'll take and color the rest of our image with the other color. So that way you can get that two-tone look. And you can't really do that as easily with pads, because with ink pads, you have to kind of like angle your head down and it gets tricky. Now, because the ink's been sitting on the surface of this for a while, I'm gonna exhale onto it. In fact, first I'm gonna make sure that this color is nice and dark because it looks light to me. I'm gonna exhale onto this to give it some warm, moist breath. Cross your fingers, you guys. And we're going to stamp it down. Now it's not going to look exactly the same as the one that I had in the, oh, I should have done the green a little bit more too. It's not going to look exactly the same as the one that I had or have in my blog post, but you get the idea that markers give you lots of flexibility. You're going to love them if you get your hands on them. Okay, so now I put a little butterfly on the inside of that on my finished card. I've added the strip underneath here on my finished card. But something else that I did is I decided to use the frame dies that coordinate with the stamp set. I brought out this one here and I cut it twice. So you have this frame piece, you have this frame piece, and then you have the insides that fall out. For the insides that fall out, hang on, gotta go to my crafting stash. For the insides that fall out, what I did is I took and I put these inside of each other, and then I measured, and I forgot to add this to my PDF, but I measured some pieces that would fit behind it. And for this one, you can just add another rectangle that's about 1.5, maybe 1.25 inches. No, 1 and 1 3/4 or 1 5/8 by, so that's the advantage to watching the video. You get more tips. By, this one would either be 2 or 2 1/8, okay? And you might dip into these little holes in here, so be careful when you're adding it, but you're gonna cut a little rectangle, stick that down over the top of both of these, and then you'll have one solid piece again. After you get that one solid piece, then you can take this frame piece and add it to the back side. And why would we do that? Because I'm gonna show you what Karen did again. Do you see that? She has this hidden green back here. She didn't have it tipped out to the side so you could see it, but she has it back there as reinforcement again. But it also just, you know, covers up any designer paper or some kind of distracting paper. It blends in better when you have the same color. So if I were to just do the white frame here and flip it over, you'd notice it more than if I were to take these two together. And I've got my strip here, right? Let's say the strip is there already. Oops, it would be from this side. So it's less distracting because it's not bright and white and standing out. So that's what I'd recommend, is connecting those two together. And then this piece can actually maybe even go on the front as an emphasized extra layer, right? So after you've connected all those four together, then you're going to take your pieces, your little fun ephemera, which we've set over here now, I guess. And you're going to add your wheelbarrow with the plant inside. If you add it like this, it's going to look like, you know, it didn't flow right. So what I did is I took and I trimmed off some of this dirt. Okay, I just trimmed it off like that, and then I connected them. And now it looks like it's all one piece connected. Isn't that cool? So that's what I'd recommend you do, is stick it on like that. Now, then I added some embellishments. So this one on the front, it got stuck here like that. And then on the front of that is where I brought in these beautiful little flat antique pearls. Here's the finished card for that one. So you can see the wheelbarrow is up, so is the plant. Everything's up on dimensionals. I added a cute little pearl on the inside of the wheel, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 more here. On the inside is where I have the thank you so much with the butterfly, which to me looks like it's upside down now for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, there's the butterfly. And I might go back and redo this. Again, you shouldn't stick it down until you've stamped it, right? Because I would have had another side to pick from. But my green didn't get dark enough because I probably didn't go over it enough with my marker. And then I have got a third card to share with you. And that one's using the goose, the mother goose. Okay. For this one, I'm just going to show you the card finished right away. We've got cherry cobbler for our cardstock base. 6x6 cardstock again, separated. So if I peel this up a little bit, you can see how they were connected. Here's the white little panel in there, stamped with the cherry cobbler marker, Easter greetings, and this accent is from another set of embellishments that I absolutely love inside and out. We've got gold and we have this petal pink color. They're called low profile dots, and they're really nice and flat, and they coordinate with the ribbon. For the accent on the front, I took the frame die from this piece here, cut it out with white and only white. I didn't worry about another layer on the back side, but you could put another layer back there. I connected the two together with a larger piece of white, and I rounded the corners slightly to connect them, so that took a little fussy cutting. This gate here fence is from the ephemera also. Sorry if I didn't pull that out, but there's a little ephemera fence. You're going to stick that down completely using your glue stuck down to the white, and then the goose is stuck up with dimensionals. I added that all flat to this portion of the card, the front half. Then with the ribbon, I did this trick. So you cut it straight across. Cut it straight across, and then you're going to tuck that ribbon down underneath. You're just tucking it in there. So I grabbed some of that tear and tape adhesive, and I stuck a strip here, stuck a strip there, and then I took my ribbon and lifted this and pressed it into place. And that's how it looks like it's all one piece. You could certainly add that whole piece underneath here, but it's going to cause a little bit of a bump under your goose. And I didn't want that to happen. Then I put those low profile dots here, and then a couple there, and one under there. So easy now that you've seen the first two, right? That's how you make those fun cards. I love them. They're so much fun. Okay, so let's spread those out so you can see them again. This is using the Toadstool Gardens designer paper from the Celebration mini catalog. It's a free product, so you could take and place a $60 order in the month of February, and you could cash in on this beautiful fun pack of 6x6 designer paper. It coordinates with a stamp set called Terrific Toadstools, and that stamp set also has a coordinating punch. And so you can take and get both the punch or the stamp set and the punch together, whatever you want to do, but you can create this fun card with those products. And the paper's free. What else is free, Rachel? Well, there's a whole selection in this catalog, but they've also just added some things. Yesterday, they brought in more additional, that's repeating myself. They brought in additional items into your choices. So instead of just having the items that are in the Celebration mini catalog or brochure, you have, gosh, I want to say that there's at least 10 more. Let me show you a few of them. In fact, let's do this. I'm going to pull this off to the side and pull up my other sheet. Here we go. We'll bring you to the computer. So this is a flyer that you can print off from my website. It's going to be available at 3. But it shows you the other items. You can see that there are 8, 9, 10, 11 more added, okay? And I'll show those to you right now so you can see them more in person. This is the ribbon. This is the navy and gold glittered ribbon. This is not a full pack, but the brush brass butterflies, fun to say and fun to use. I've used them so many times. I love them. This is the beautiful butterflies stamp set. It's actually quite new. It just debuted in the January through April mini catalog. So I was really surprised that they added this as a free product. They must have a ton of them. They also added in a couple die sets. These are really high in value. Like, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck if you place a $60 order this month. And I would recommend doing it sooner than later, just because some of these things tend to deplete in inventory. And so you can get all of these dies for free with a $60 order. Geez, right? And then there's another set, these tool dies. This is called Trusty Tools, and the other one is called Alphabet a la Mode. So if you're looking ahead for Father's Day, or you have a guy in your life or a girl in your life that likes to do some construction and fixing and that kind of art form, then this is a great thing to have. And I think there's a stamp set with it, but I don't know if it's still around. But great, great dies. Oh, and then there's this punch. I have this punch too. So out of the things that are shown on that flyer that I just demonstrated for you, these are the things that I have in my stash. This is called the Bee Builder punch. It has a bee body, bee wings, a little heart, and of course these both look like hearts, so you perfect for any heart cards or things like that that you're making. Okay, what else can I tell you about? Since we're on promotions, I do want to tell you that not only were new celebration items added, but they added 2 new kits, and I'm going to be featuring the new products that I purchased yesterday. I expedited my order, and I'm going to share them on Friday during my other live that's coming up. So you'll want to tune in on Friday, come back for that so you can see other new products up close and personal, and check out one of the new kits. I purchased one of them. I can't own them all, you guys. This is crazy. There's so much product, right? Lots of choices. It's great. So come back for that. I also mentioned that I'm celebrating my 25th anniversary. This Saturday is my 25-year anniversary with Stampin' Up. That's when I got the starter kit. Crazy. Got the starter kit before I even met my husband. And so all my kids have only known me as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. It's crazy. But I've been posting pictures on social media, so you'll want to check out my Instagram and my Facebook page and see what I've been posting there. Just pictures from like the first few years as a demonstrator. I have so many that I've taken over the 25 years, but I'm trying to just concentrate on the first few years and just kind of give some of you who have been with Stampin' Up that long a little memory lane kind of thing, right? So check those out. I'm also offering an ordering special during this time. Those of you that place a $300 or more order, and this is before shipping and tax, you get a couple extra loyalty points. So it's like having a $100 order without having to order it, because every loyalty point that you earn, you get that from a $50 order. So you get the 6 loyalty points from that $300 order plus 2 more, and then you're only 2 away from getting a free stamp set sent to you. Then my other ordering special, and this has to be ordered between February 1st and February 8th. The other ordering special going on is rhinestones, because did you know that that silver is the traditional gift for 25-year anniversary? And I love rhinestones. So if you place an order of $25 or more, you're going to get a little sampler of rhinestones. Every $25 that you order through me gets you even more rhinestones, okay? 2 strips of rhinestones for every $25. So if you want to place a $125 order, you get 2 free celebration items, and you get a whole pack of rhinestones from me when I send you my thank you card. It's a good deal. It's a good time to order. What else is happening? Oh, I have a couple openings. I miscalculated, and I ended up having 2 extra packs of supplies for my kit together that's coming up in February. I want to say it's February 18th, whatever that Sunday is on that weekend. So if you would like to take part in my kit together and you live in the US, you can email me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. And the first 2 people to email me, I will open up the link and allow you to register for my event. You sign up, you pay $20, and you get the supplies. You get a chance to be at the event with me doing exclusive projects. It's a live Zoom. The recording will come to you. You'll get a PDF with those card samples. Oh my gosh, I have been talking nonstop. I'm trying to think what else that I want to share. I think we're going to do prize drawings. The last thing I guess I want to share is the starter kit special. Okay, so you remember we talked about markers? If you want 2 sets of markers for free and an exclusive stamp set, I can't remember the name, but there's a stamp set and then 2 packs of markers. It's a really high value gift. Those are for free, and those are with the starter kit special that is happening now through the end of February. So if you want to, you can reach out to me at my website, at my email, connect with me, and I will tell you more about it. I can send you information, or you can just click the join button on my website, purchase the starter kit, and then you're on my side of things where we get discounts, we get to pre-order stuff, we get to be in on demonstrator only events and swaps and groups, and it's fun. So contemplate, decide when you can, but decide before the end of February. We're doing prizes next. Let me pull those up. I'm going to grab my computer screen and make sure I have the right things. So last week's winners won the celebration pick. I had extra celebration items that I pulled out. And gosh, I have a lot of them. And so that is the prize choice. Let's pull that up. Oops, I disappeared. Hang on. Hang on. There I am. Okay, so I had lots of celebration picks that are left over here. And you can pick from one of them, or I had some extra supplies and a Tombow glue that you could choose. So I'm going to tell you who the Afterlive winners are, because they also get those same prize picks. Put these off to the side here. Okay, let's pull up those names on the computer screen. Da, 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 da. Hang on. There we go. All right, and you'll want to reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. Diane DeShane, 9300. You have won. You were the winner that was picked off of the Afterlive YouTube comments, so congratulations, yay! And then we have a winner from Facebook commenters, Sandy Palmer. Congratulations to both of you for being the prize winners. Those are the Afterlive prize winners from last week's video. We're now going to come back and I'm going to tell you about the next prize. So the next prize is, these prize winners are being picked right now from Trisha, and they are going to be able to choose from any tutorial on my tutorials part of my website. So I'm going to grab that website, pull it up. I'm going to show you how to get there, and then she will draw some names. So when you're at stampyourartout.com, you're going to go to Shop, Tutorials, and Tutorials. Okay? Click here. When you are here, there are 98 results. You can choose from 98 of my tutorials as your free gift. We've even included Paper Pumpkin Creative exclusives. We are now selling those. So these you can purchase. Any of you can purchase these too. They're all available for purchase. They're filled with great ideas. Some of them are written tutorials like the Paper Pumpkin Creatives. The Stampin' Anonymous are written. And then some of them have video type of directions like the All-Stars. Storybook Moments, Marble Excellence, Regal Winter. So this is the one that is being featured by our All-Star group, and we're selling it. If you'd like to purchase it, you can also earn it with a $50 order actually. So so reach out to me at my my website, or you can even, there's a shop button on my website, so you can click shop when you're there, or you can contact me via email and I can help you out. Wasn't that fun? Okay, let's go back to the names. I want to see who Trisha drew because I'm guessing that she did. Yes, and now I need to scroll and find her comment here so I can highlight it. There it is. We had Lynn Brandt, RN, and Cindy Motherway. You are the winners for today's live commenting, and you get to pick any tutorial you want from my website. So congratulations to both of you. Okay, let us, oh, thanks, Ruth. And yes, reach out at stampyourartout@comcast.net. You guys are so sweet. All of these fun comments coming up. Congratulations. Yay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay. So on that note, I think I have nothing else to share. I do want to tell you that I go live a couple times a week most of the time, at least every Wednesday. My next live is going to be this Friday, though, at 10 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to share with you some more alternates with the Hearts for You Paper Pumpkin kit, because that kit is the one that's current, and we're doing a blog hop. So check that out. Also visit that live for seeing new products. And then after that, Wednesday, February 12th at 11 a.m., I'm thinking about showing some scrapbooking ideas there. We have February 14th, Valentine's Day, at 10 a.m., possibly doing mystery stamping. And then February 18th, Tuesday, because I'm going out of town on Wednesday. So February 18th, Tuesday. I guess that's, yeah, it's the 18th is a Tuesday. So the 16th is when my Kit Together is. That's at 11 a.m. And I'm not sure what I'm going to feature. It depends on when I get my Paper Pumpkin kit. But I hope that you all had fun. Thank you so much for all of you to come and join in, comment, even if it's just watching. I appreciate when you give me the thumbs up, when you subscribe. If you'd like to, you can become a channel member and you can get extra perks like exclusive lives, emojis you can use, priority replies to comments, and that sort of thing. So just click on my join button on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Trisha Josephs and Lisa Marshall, for moderating. And we will see you again in a future live. I hope that you all stay well and healthy and happy. Take care, everybody. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.